Let me grab. There we go. And what do you got?
Pure Sabak.
Really? Nothing. It's part of our cold open. my, my wife was like, "What?" I was like, "Nothing. It's part of the cold open."
Classic.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. It's great. It's great. Oh my gosh.
Oh, perfection.
Oh, that was perfect. Actually, that was just awesome. Like,
Immersive.
it was immersive. It was very immersive. Hey, John, how's it going? It was very immersive. Um, yeah. So we're back on a Saturday night. I feel like we're it's like Wayne's World around here some nights.
Excellent.
Yeah. My name's Wayne Campbell. I'm your excellent host. Joining me as always is Garth. Party on, Wayne. Party on, Garth.
Adios. Uh,
Uh, only only you would get my Wayne's World reference. Only you. I,
the
out of
name Milwaukee comes from.
or
Uh,
the product placement thing. Yeah.
this is just a glass of water. It's not really a product. Product is the. This is a paid advertisement by the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power.
I got that Gatorade money, even though I don't have that Gatorade money.
Got that varnish money.
Varnish money. I got that.
Wow, I love the delicious taste of final varnish, matte finish.
Have you ever eaten a hockey puck before, Leah?
I was a hockey goalie for
I
my
know.
entire youth, so yes. I was in netminder up there in
Yeah.
Wisconsin.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 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 Yeah.
So then when I started playing lacrosse, I had
That's
all of
right.
the wrong muscle memory. So I kicked the ball out of the air with my leg and got
Mm.
just the worst bruises along my shin. But god damn it, I had the highest fucking save percentage.
I remember you telling me that a couple of weeks ago when hockey season started.
Yeah, I had the highest goddamn save percentage.
Damn it, nothing could get past me.
No one else was brave enough to kick the ball out of the air.
I scissor kicked it one time.
I was on my knees scrambling in the mud.
I've seen some things, man.
Seen some things.
Welcome to the live show, everybody. We're here. It's Saturday night. We have a fun show for you tonight. We're going to be talking about the Muppets. Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Muppets. We're going to be talking about the Muppets. We're going to be talking about Star Wars Visions. Um, we are going to be talking about the Game Awards because the nominees were just released for that. Hey, Amanda. And then we are going to be diving into our main discussion, which is going to be all about Star Wars Outlaws and the criminal syndicates throughout the galaxy in honor of Star Wars Outlaws Wild Card just being released this week. Actually, 2 days ago, it just got
Yeah.
released. However, I still have not finished my first playthrough of the game yet.
And
So
I started a new playthrough and have not gotten far enough to do anything from the new DLC.
there we go. There we go. I mean, I think I'll finish the campaign and then just dive right into the DLC
Yeah.
probably. And then
Um,
yeah.
I we'll talk about that
Yeah, yeah,
game. We'll talk
yeah.
about that game.
Yeah, we will. Matt from the Ancient Armory is going to be joining us in just a little while. He's running a few minutes late, but when he does show up, we'll be jumping in. But let's talk. If you're a Muppets fan, it's also a sad day, but it's also a good day because, my friends, Disney has announced the location for the Monsters Inc. land that is coming to Disney's Hollywood Studios. And a lot of us wanted it to be Launch Bay, but it's not. I'm sorry, friends, but the Muppets
It's
are moving.
it's time to dim the music. It's time to stop the music. It's time to dim the lights. It's
Yes,
time to get
Amanda.
things ended on the Muppet Show tonight.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My friend did the embroidery on this, and then also on my sweatshirt. I'm representing the High Republic because I don't know. I felt like it.
Why not? Why not? So yes, here we go. I'm actually going to share this with you all. That way you
Ooh,
can all see this from the
snazzy.
Disney Parks blog here. So here we are. So this is Disney Parks blog. New doors open for Monsters and Muppets at Hollywood Studios. And here's the concept art for it. So you can see here, this is where the courtyard was. This building right here is the Rat Pizza, which is Pizza Rizzo. This here is the Muppet Vision Theater where it is now. And then back here is Galaxy's Edge, which is pretty cool. I think it's great that they actually put that as part of the concept art. So here we go. You've got the factory here. Now this factory is going to have the door room roller coaster. So, and I believe Harryhausen's is going here. That was the sushi restaurant in Monsters Inc., which I think is pretty cool. It says, "Get ready to open the door because Mike and Sully are coming to town." That's right, humans. We'll be able to enter the world of Monsters Inc. when it is outed to the south side of Disney's Hollywood Studios. Building off the exciting announcements from last summer's D23 event, the new land will include the coaster we've all dreamed of, a suspended ride recreating the door vault scene, plus dining and shopping and a whole new theater show. So it looks like the theater show is going where Muppet Vision currently is, um, at studios. And let's see here. I mean, come on, if you're gonna do this, expand out here to do Monsters University too. Like give us a Monsters University themed area. Anyway, to make way for the monsters, Kermit the Frog, Miss Piggy, and more of their friends will be moving right along to Sunset Boulevard. But there's more to the story. The Muppets will be taking over Rockin' Roller Coaster, teaming up with some of music's biggest stars for a Rockin' Music Festival. And here is the concept art. You've got Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem.
Chimere?
Um, yeah, yeah, yes, Chimera is in there.
That's a callback for
Yes, I forgot that we called him Dr. Teeth at one point. I
yeah, Dr.
totally
Teeth
forgot about that. Yeah,
and the
yeah.
Electric Mayhem.
Yes. That's right, the Electric Mayhem. So this is the it looks like we're going to have the super stretch limo like we do with the Rock and Roller Coaster currently. It says, "We know so many of you share our love for the Muppets and know their energy will be a perfect fit for this coaster. Plus, as the first Disney ride to ever feature the Muppets, there's sure to be laughter, screams, and new tunes for this attraction for fans to enjoy throughout the adventure, and plenty of Muppets themed merchandise on Sunset Boulevard. In the meantime, there's still enough time to catch a super stretch limo to the Forum and to enjoy a rock and roller coaster starring Aerosmith and catch Muppet Vision 3D again before their final curtain calls. As we move forward with these changes, we are having creative conversations and exploring ways to preserve the film and other parts of the experience for fans to enjoy in the future. No doubt there are a lot of new adventures planned for Disney's Hollywood Studios, and we'll have more details to share next year. For now, stay tuned to the Disney Parks blog for more rocking updates." Um, okay, so I have thoughts, um, and I'll take those thoughts here in just a few minutes, and then we'll move on. Love that the Muppets are staying at Hollywood Studios. I think it's interesting that they're getting Rock and Roller Coaster. I will say this right now. Um, I was really hoping that Rock and Roller Coaster would be rethemed to Powerline from a Goofy movie. And like taking a super stretch limo to Powerline's concert. But it's fine.
And then
I'm
also it fits the Muppet vibe.
It does. It does. It really does. And especially with
Yeah.
the Electric Mayhem. Like I'm cool with that.
I love the Electric Mayhem.
Don't you? Don't you just love them? They're the best.
I love them.
Yeah.
Uh,
Uh, yeah. Now for Muppet Vision 3D, I was talking to a few people the other day when this got announced, and I was thinking for Muppet Vision, they should really move that over to Epcot and put it next to Journey into the Imagination with Figment, because then you can feed off of the whole lab personality thing. Plus, they have the Muppets Labs for Food and Wine Festival anyway, which is where you can get some really awesome chicken wings. So that's where they could put Muppet Vision 3D. Who knows what they're going to do? There's still no. It clearly shows here that there's no cemented closing date yet for either attraction. So when I go again next year, maybe it'll still be open. Who knows? I'm good if I don't ride Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith anymore. I've ridden it a few times. It's a fun ride, but I'm done with that ride. You know, you put the Muppets in it, I'll ride it because I love the Muppets. I mean, they've been getting me through a lot of stuff lately because the Muppets are just awesome.
uh,
Amanda says, I'm not a roller coaster person, but I'll try this. Right? Like, it could be a lot of fun. It could be a lot of fun. So, yeah, the Muppets are are still staying at Disney World. Um, and I can't wait. Plus, it's the Muppets. It's time to meet the Muppets.
time to meet
Um,
the Muppets.
yes, if you have not done Muppet Vision 3D, you should because it's a great experience. They actually have a person in a Sweetums outfit come out in the middle of the show, and then the Swedish chef tries to destroy the theater at one point. And then Sam the Eagle talks about trying to do a rousing 3-hour number about patriotism, which is a very Sam the Eagle thing to do. All right. Anyway, let's move on here to our next topic. Um, Leah, you didn't enjoy Star Wars Visions at all, did you?
I can't even continue the joke. No, I loved it. Both volumes.
Yes. Yes, both volumes were incredible. Well, let's show this too while we're at it. Star Wars Visions returns with Volume 3 in 2025. Yes, my friends. Oh, John says it's the final curtain, so so good uh get watching on the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, muppetational show. Okay, cool. Anyway, Star Wars Visions returns with Volume 3 in 2025. At the 2024 Disney APAC Content Showcase, it was exclusively revealed that Star Wars Visions will debut a third volume in 2025. This was really this was really funny because they dropped this announcement at midnight. Like it
On a random
was on a
and
random
like
day.
but like I'm happy.
Oh, me too.
And like some people are like, "Oh, why didn't they like save this for Celebration?" It's because they're gonna show at least one of the shorts at
Oh,
Celebration. I'm
oh yeah.
100% sure.
Oh, I'm sure they'll show. I think like two or three shorts. I'm thinking that
I
they're going
think
to
they
show.
did one last Celebration, so I can see
Okay.
them doing one or two. Because
Yeah.
they might have only done one because Aardman was the only studio from England,
Yeah.
whereas all of the studios are from Japan again this time.
Yeah.
Which
So
again, like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome with Volume 2 having like from all across the world, but also this means that we get to have returning studios, which is really fun.
Hmm.
This means that I mean, it aligns well with Celebration being in Japan
Yeah.
this coming year.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. And who knows, with it being in Japan, they might actually show all of the shorts this upcoming
It's
year.
possible.
Yeah, because
I
it's
think
all
they would
Japanese
probably want to
studios.
save at least some of them, but
Yeah.
I can see more than one being shown, but at
Yeah.
least one. At least one.
Hmm. So the studios involved, we have David Production, Kamikaze Duga with Anima. We have Production IG, Kinema Citrus Co., Trigger, as well as Polygon Pictures, Project Studio Q, and Wit Studio. For those of you, Chad is excited about Star Wars Visions. Um, Studio Trigger, were they the ones that did Ninth Jedi?
I would need to double check who did which ones.
Let me Google it real quick.
I'm so terrible at remembering who did which of these.
It
Trigger
was
did Elder and the Twins.
okay. It was Production
Uh,
LG
yeah,
or Production
they
IG.
did
Yeah,
Ninth Jedi.
which give me give me a continuation of that story. Like
Yeah.
I would love to see that story continue.
Um, Kamikaze Doga did The Duel, which
Such a great
was,
one.
as we all know, kind of the like what set the tone for Visions, not just the
Hmm.
shorts of Visions, but like the comics and the book tie-ins as
Oh
well.
yeah, yeah. The Duel was
Um,
great. The Duel was great.
and Kinema Citrus did Village Bride.
I like that one too. I
Yeah,
I I like Village Bride too. Um, I my favorite is one of my favorites is still The Elder. Like I love The Elder
Elder was really good.
because I got a lot of High Republic vibes from watching The
Right.
Elder.
Um, that planet was so behind the storm wall, wasn't it? Like
Oh,
it has behind the storm wall vibes.
yeah.
Not
It
that it was
really does.
behind the storm wall during, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
has
yeah.
the vibes of a
Totally
planet
get
in
it.
that part of the galaxy.
Mhm. I
Your
mean,
Tatooines, your
yeah.
Quetzals.
Um, Speaking of Tatooine, Tatooine Rhapsody is another good one from season 1. Like,
Yeah. Their Studio Colorado is not returning.
no.
Um, but I mean, we'll have all kinds of good things out of this, I'm sure.
Yeah. For those of you wondering about Studio Wit or Wit Studio, they've done a lot of Spy Family, I believe, and then they're also working on the new One Piece adaptation anime called The One Piece. Um, so yeah,
I
that'll be pretty cool.
I must admit I am not well enough versed on these to really
Yeah.
say who
Oh,
did
thanks,
what.
buddy. Yeah. Here you go, pickle.
I'm an uncultured boob when
I
it
wouldn't say
comes to these
uncultured
things.
or anything. I mean, no, you're not. You're not. You just don't look at it. That's all. Like
Oh,
I if I botched that, I apologize.
I froze, so
Okay.
I didn't hear anything.
Okay. Okay. Season 2, my favorites were the Ghost Cave episode and the 3 stop
um,
motions. Yeah, Ghost Cave was great.
the Screecher's Reach,
Oh yeah,
or
or
is that
was
the
it
one that you're
Scorcher's
talking about?
Reach? Scorcher's
It was
Reach?
Screecher. I
Screecher.
know for
Yeah,
sure because it was based on the Banshee.
that's right. That's right. And I love that it was an Irish studio that did it. Like that
I
was
mean, I love the thing that was really great with season 2, with volume 2, was that since it was from all over, you could have like them draw on these stories
Hmm.
from all of those different
Yeah,
places. Um, the Banshee is like a very classic Celtic myth.
yeah,
Fits right into the Irish studio there.
yeah,
Um, I know In the Stars was directly based on the history of a certain native nation in Chile.
yeah. In the
Yeah,
Stars was great. In the Stars was
In the
awesome.
Stars made me sob.
It was a really good one.
I had to
My
stop watching the volume for a while
mhm.
because I was like, I can't stop crying.
um my my favorite was the it was the pilot race.
The
That was
Aardman
actually
one, I Am Your
yes,
Mother.
yes, and you have the little Death Star pop up out of
There
the
were
one
so many
ship.
little gags in that one.
It was so
The
great.
Maz Kanata's arm grabbing the lightsaber.
That's right. Oh yeah. No, that one's really good. That is actually one of my favorites of volume two. But volume two was so good. Yeah, so more Star Wars visions. I am always down for more Star Wars visions because I like this. This is like our version of what if with a lot of stuff. Um,
Basically.
yeah. And I feel like this is kind of like them taking like the what is now Legends and like doing like the campfire stories. Like we got, because like that's what Legends is supposed to be. So,
And I mean, one of my favorite things that I've been able to do with Visions is basically pick and choose what I like from it, which is
yeah.
most of it, but pick and
Yeah.
choose what I think I can work with from it and just insert it into when I'm running like a tabletop role playing game
Hmm.
in Star Wars.
Hmm.
So like Habbo from The Elder, that was the site of like um actually the three like big arcs of the Star Wars TTRPG campaign I ran were set on Kelia, which is the planet from Village Bride,
Hmm.
Habbo, which is the planet from The Elder, and Tau, which is the planet from Lopen Ocho,
Okay. Um, so I
which is
I
fun.
need to
I just
I
really
need
like
to
these stories.
oh, I do too. I need to confess something though. I was not the biggest fan of La Pinocho.
I I really like that one. I don't know why.
I
I met a Lup cosplayer
nice.
who was fantastic.
Yeah.
Anyway,
John,
I didn't like Akakiri at first, and now it's like one of
I
my favorites.
I don't like that one at all, honestly. Like I love the animation. Like the animation is gorgeous. And the voice acting is fantastic. I just didn't like the story that much. But that's just me. Um,
Annie Dalla without the age gap.
yeah. Yeah, pretty much. John wants to know, do you think they'll make more stories related to other episodes like we got the Ronin novel? Um,
I I would not be surprised if at least one of the returning studios
yeah,
does a kind of sequel. I don't 100% know if Dogo will be doing a sequel because it has them listed as working with another studio, so like it
yeah.
could be a separate story.
Hmm.
I would love to see more of the I don't know what are we calling it, the Dualiverse, where it's this whole
Oh, with the Ronin and
separate,
everything.
yeah, because
Yeah,
that's the only one that has like a really established timeline and
it
stuff.
does. It really does because the first part of the Ronin novel is the duel, and then like the rest of it just branches off on its own
And there's
thing.
the prequel comic
Yeah, there
to
is.
the duel.
There is. Yeah.
Um, but like I would not complain about getting more of that ever.
No, I mean, I also think that this is a big opportunity to continue telling the story of the Ninth Jedi, which I think would be fantastic. Let's see here. I'm hoping for continuation of the Ninth Jedi, Screecher's Reach, and the Old Republic short in season 2, the Korean animated one. Yeah, that one was
Yeah, I
really good
mean,
too.
I wonder if slash when they do a volume 4, it would go back to being like from all over.
I hope so. I hope like
I
it's
can
like
see that
every
being like a
other.
pattern
Yeah,
that they set up.
I hope like
Because then
every
that
other
would be
one.
us going back to Screecher's Reach
Yeah,
and
and
Journey
in
to
the
the
sea.
Dark Head and all the other
Yeah,
ones.
yeah.
But
I
I
would
also
love
want
that.
to see new things. Like,
Oh, me too.
we're talking a lot about wanting returning things, but like if Trigger decides to do something entirely different and not follow up on either of their previous ones,
Oh yeah.
I'm
Uh,
not complaining because it's
no.
probably still going to be good.
Oh yeah. I I I wholeheartedly agree. And at Celebration they're gonna reveal the cast.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, they're revealing the cast at Celebration. Um, and
100%.
and they will probably get big star power like they did in the last two.
They
So
had some big star power in both of those.
I mean, David Harbour in Volume 1 and Neil
Yeah,
Patrick Harris in Volume 1 too, because he was one of the twins.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, so we'll see. We will see. So yes, Visions coming next year. We are probably, as Leah said, we're probably going to be getting news of it at Celebration. They're probably going to be holding out for that.
And
Leah, are
willing to
you?
bet it's going to come out on May the 4th.
Oh yeah, are you going to Celebration?
Yes.
You are.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Nice.
have to keep reminding myself that I am.
I just had to ask because like it just wasn't in the cards for me this time.
I I have so much PTO saved up. I've got to use it on
Nice.
something.
Nice. Nice. All right.
Um, yeah,
I'm excited for you. I really am.
me too.
I'm very excited for you. And for anybody that's going to Celebration, I'm very excited for you. For those of you that are not going to Celebration, just remember just because you're not going to Celebration doesn't make
Does
you any
not.
less of a fan.
Yeah,
Um, that I just want you all to know that the FOMO will be real. Boy, howdy, will the FOMO be real. But it doesn't make you any less of a fan. You can still celebrate at home. That's what a lot of us did.
and LFL don't listen to this. People are gonna post like everything that gets revealed, so
Oh
just
yeah.
keep your eyes peeled.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And we will try to get you as much information as possible from that weekend. The only issue with that is the massive time difference. That is the biggest.
Honestly, it'll be great. It'll be like waking up and having the morning paper.
That is true. That is true because like I can just wake up Saturday morning and see all of the Friday announcements and
Yeah,
all of that stuff, or the Saturday announcements. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
yeah. All
I don't
right.
know how time works.
Time is a weird thing. Time is a weird thing. All
uh,
right. So Matt is still running a few minutes late. If he joins us, cool. If not, I totally understand. Um, so let's talk about the Game Awards. Um, Leah, you and I are big gamers. We enjoy our pixelated adventures and
yeah,
everything.
I don't play as many games now as
Yeah.
I used to,
Oh, I'm the same way.
but I enjoy the format.
So, Leah, I have to ask you this question.
Ask away.
Would you count downloadable content as being game of the year?
I guess it depends on the size.
Okay.
because here's the thing. Like, I know of a couple games where the like sequel to the game was just a large DLC to the first game.
Okay.
Um, I do think it's a gray area.
Okay.
Like, I don't think what's like I don't think any of the Skyrim DLC would have worked
No.
as a game of the
No.
year.
No. All right.
But like for a DLC that adds like a whole second game to the game, maybe.
Okay.
I have not played the game in question, so I cannot say
But you
which one
know
it
the
is.
game that I'm about to talk
Of
about.
course I do.
Yeah.
I'm on the internet.
Okay. All right. Here we go. These are your game of the year nominees. So, we have we have my boy, Astrobot. Love this little clown. Love this little guy. We have Balatro, a poker roguelike. Let that sink in.
I've heard
Black
good things.
I've heard really good things about Balatro, actually. I've heard a lot of good things. Black Myth Wukong.
I've
A
heard bad things.
I've heard mixed things about this one. Okay, this we're gonna get to in a minute. This is Shadow of the Erd Tree. This is the Elden Ring DLC. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And then we have Metaphor ReFantazio. This is from the same studio that has done Persona. So all of you JRPG fans. This already won Game of the Year 2 years ago.
That
Elden
does
Ring,
add an extra layer of
yeah, yeah. Elden Ring already won Game of the Year. So for a DLC to be nominated, now granted, in order to access said DLC, you had to complete like 2 or 3 boss fights and then like get something else in order to access this DLC. So it wasn't actually like it was DLC, but it wasn't like true DLC where you just buy it and then you can just hop right into it like you could have with Phantom Liberty with Cyberpunk. So yeah, this thing. Um I'm going to vote for Game of the Year right now. And you know what I'm going to vote for? I'm going to tell you right now. It's not going to be this. I haven't played this. I haven't played this. Haven't played this. Haven't played this. I still haven't even played Astrobot. But you know what? Astrobot's getting my vote for Game of the Year. There we go. Next category. And we can change our vote if we want to. Best game direction, Shadow of the Erd Tree, again, Astrobot, Balatro. So pretty much um all of your game of the years. Um I'll go with Rebirth.
See, I don't feel like I can vote on these as I have not
Yeah.
played all of them. But then I like logically I know that most people voting on them have
Yeah.
not.
Well, your favorite game, Baldur's Gate 3, won last year.
You're putting words in my mouth. It's not my favorite game. I really like that game. It's
Oh,
not my favorite.
sorry. Sorry. Um, best narrative. I know Mandy's in chat and she's wanting me to pick Silent Hill 2 or Final Fantasy 7. Um, I did like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. I don't know. Let's actually go to the categories here because let's go to best performance actually. And here we go. We have Brianna White, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Hannah Tell, Life is Strange, Double Exposure, Humberly Gonzalez, Star Wars Outlaws, Luke Roberts, Silent Hill 2, and Melina Jurgens for Hellblade 2. Come on. We're talking about this game tonight. We got to give it to Humberly.
I it I started a new playthrough of Outlaws and I'm just constantly like, She was so fun in voicing that character.
Yeah. And she provided a lot of like emotional depth to the character as well. Like,
And like in multiple different
oh yeah.
directions.
Yeah.
Like it's I'm
Excuse me.
personally I'm more blown away by how well she played um Kay being like bumbling isn't the right word, but like definitely does not actually know what's going on in any given
Mhm.
situation, but like
Yeah.
trying to sound confident, but really failing at sounding confident.
She's a fish out of water. I love it. She's a
And
fish out of water.
it just, I am impressed at how those layers came
Mhm.
through in the voice acting so well.
I will
And the
also,
like, the motion capture and stuff.
yeah, I will also say, and this is like a slight spoiler to the game because I still don't really want to spoil it just yet. But there's a part of the game where you're separated from Nyx,
Oh my
and
god.
her emotion with trying to get back to Nyx is
Oh my
just,
god.
oh,
Yeah.
it's so good and so well done.
Because you
Um,
get, I mean, and it just adds to the experience so much because you as the player get so
yeah.
used to having Nyx around,
Oh yeah.
and obviously she's had Nyx around for years.
hmm We got to give it to her. We got to give it to her. So we're locking in that one. All right, we are going to go back to the categories because it also did get nominated for Best Action Adventure. We have Astrobot, Prince of Persia: Lost Crown, Silent Hill 2, Outlaws, and Echoes of Wisdom. I have to go with Outlaws because I mean this is just, it's my game. It's my game. It's just amazing. I will say this: Prince of Persia was a lot of fun. I did not play Silent Hill 2 because I'm not a horror fan, and I did not play Echoes of Wisdom. However, it looks adorable. And yes, I said that. Adorable. We going with Outlaws on this one?
Insufficient data for meaningful answer. I haven't played any of the other ones.
All right, we're going with Outlaws.
I'm sorry. I need to be an informed voter.
You're fine. You're fine. All right.
Every election season, I go through all of the different things that I get in the mail for all the different local races.
I believe Outlaws got, no, it did not get audio design. Let me see here. It got something else. It was nominated for a third.
Oh god, the score in Outlaws is so good.
It is, but not nominated. However, the composer was nominated for a Grammy,
Mm.
which is worth it. Was it art direction? No. Oh, I love that. Oh man.
It's stuck in
Um,
my head now.
yeah, but it's awesome. Anyway, I could go through all of these, but I don't feel like going through all of these right now, even though we do have the time to do so. Um, I don't want to bore people, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Another thing, just because I'm looking at these different categories and thinking about
yeah,
Outlaws, I am I really like how many like options there are to tweak the difficulty of different things and
yes,
what things have mini games and what things like that because
yeah,
it makes the game more accessible to people, which is I
yes.
think very important.
Oh, well, here we go. We can vote for most anticipated. Um, a lot of people are going to vote Grand Theft Auto 6.
Of course
Um,
they are.
yeah,
Um,
I'm going to go with Ghost of Yotei, actually.
I was gonna say if only for Erika Ishii.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Plus, Tsushima is such a great game. Ghost of Tsushima is such an amazing game. All right. Okay. So Anybody else have any categories that we should vote on real quick before we hop into our main discussion of the evening? Anybody? Bueller? Bueller?
You forgot to
No?
vote for Bueller.
I did forget to vote for Bueller. I did. I'm actually going to go through most of these after the live show anyway, so join our Discord for all that fun.
I'm
All
going to be
right.
playing more Outlaws after the live show.
I'm going to play some more Outlaws tonight
Actually, I'm
too.
probably going to be making dinner
Yeah.
then Outlaws.
Well, I'm going to do some Outlaws, but I'm also going to play Veilguard because, yeah.
I have not played any of the games prior to Veilguard,
Um,
so I don't know if I can just jump in.
so they said it's actually let me close this. They said it's actually a pretty decent jumping on point for it. Um, but it's I I played part of Inquisition, but I also like read enough of like the story of what happened, so I was like, okay, yeah, I can hop into Veilguard. Plus they did like a podcast that kind of like set up Veilguard, like an audio drama. Um, so there's that. All right,
I don't want to do homework to play a video game.
I know.
Um,
Okay.
says the girl who is talking about playing a game that is literally a continuation of 3 crossover comic events.
All right. So, my friends, now I am going to have this muted because we do not want the copyright. We don't want YouTube to be like, well, you played licensed music and now you're going to, we don't want that. So, it is time for the trailer for Star Wars Outlaws Wild Card. If you guys want to watch this,
Make sure to have the subtitles on.
I do have the subtitles
Cool.
on.
Should we voice it? No, we shouldn't.
There we go. All right. There we go. Now I put this on full screen that way you guys can see this. You don't really need to see our reactions unless you want to, but I don't feel like doing that. So,
You'll
actually,
hear them after.
yeah, there. No, because that'll just take out the subtitles. All right, here we go. So this is we're going back to Tashara, it looks like. Back to the space station. Governor
Back to
Thornton.
the governor.
Yes. This is a casino cruiser. As you can see, all of the syndicates are here.
So I'm not going to say it because it's kind of a spoiler for the end of the game, but there
Mhm.
is something in this that makes me think um, that this is intended to take place after the main
Yeah,
events of the game.
that's what I was
I'm not
thinking too.
100% sure.
That's what I was thinking too. But I love that ND5's there.
I mean, ND5 is
Yeah.
phenomenal. That's not a spoiler to say. ND5. There's Lando. Hi, Lando.
I love that they made him kind of look like Donald Glover, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
I love this so much. Um,
Let
I'll
Lando
share
wear
some.
a color other than yellow, though.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Look at Nix
I
putting the
love.
cards.
Uh, what do we think? What do we think are the odds that I can convince my family to have the family Christmas party this year be Star Wars themed, just so we can play Sabak?
Oh, go for it. Absolutely go for it. I'm going to try to bring my Sabak deck for Thanksgiving with my in laws.
I don't think I'll be able to convince the people I'm doing Thanksgiving with of that, but
All right. So let's actually break this down a little bit here. Um, all right, here we go. So I mean, also, how can you not love this face? How can you not love Nyx's face? Like seriously,
He's such
Pl-
a good little creature.
he is. Um, okay, from this, I'm actually getting um Casino Royale vibes.
That, yeah.
Yeah, like to me this feels like this is this is Casino Royale meets Star Wars, and I love it, with Kay kind of being the Bond character, and then you've got Lando as like the Felix Leiter character in this game. um yeah, like, so I mean, Thornton, that's a really interesting subplot to Outlaws. Um, I'm wondering who this is. I'm wondering who that Imperial is, because she looked a lot like the one from the Kenobi show, but she
Um,
died.
the I can't answer because you haven't finished the
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
but I know who that is.
Okay, okay. Well, when I finish it, I'll message you. Thornton is a governor for Toshara.
Yes, he is the governor of the
Yeah.
sector.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
Okay. We gotta we gotta pause this here. Like, this is fantastic that Nyx can actually cheat and plant cards on people. I think that
because
this is the best.
because it, you could already cheat with him in the
Yeah,
base game, but uh, I'm glad that they keep developing that.
I think it's great. I love it. And Nyx being the best again. Absolutely. Absolutely. The only thing missing from this is Therm Scissor Punch.
I mean, with how many blaster bolts are flying, maybe we don't want Therm Scissor Punch to be there,
That is also true.
unless we want him to go into the Therm state.
I was really hoping that the ships chasing the Trailblazer would actually be Z95 headhunters. I was really
I
hoping for that.
love headhunters.
Me too. Me too. But this game, oh my god. I started playing it again the other day, and just I know, like, I should do more content for this game because it's just an amazing game. However, life kind of gets in the way of that sometimes. Um, but every time I boot up this game, I'm just reminded of just how much fun the game is and how wild the game can be at times. Hence wild card. Um, but another crazy thing is we get we get Hondo next year
Yeah,
in this game. We get our boy Hondo next year. And that DLC is going to be absolutely crazy. Um I want to ask, how long do you think this DLC is going to be? Like,
I
with
have
the story?
no clue. I'm gonna have to keep track when I play it.
Yeah.
I'm also a really bad judge of how long games are because I take the meandering path always.
Oh, I get it. I get it.
I think my first playthrough of Outlaws, I did not get off Toshara for a solid couple actual days of playing.
Wow.
Not like full 24-hour days, but
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
come home from work, boot it
Yeah.
up, play until my eyes hurt.
Which is a great way to play games, by the way.
screwed up my sleep schedule for weeks afterward.
Yes.
um, that's also how I did Jedi Survivor.
Mhm. Mhm.
This is me and my love of not being spoiled by things.
Mhm.
That's what was it? Some of my friends were like, yeah, the first person who I knew who finished this Star Wars book who didn't have an arc was Leah, of course. I'm like, yeah, I do have a reputation for that, don't I?
Plow right through them.
Yeah.
Mm.
Ugh, many such cases.
Well, so I'm because the main game to Outlaws is like 30 hours. Like the main campaign's like 30 hours.
Yeah, it's not a short game.
No.
And I love a good short game,
Oh,
but
me
this
too.
is a game that I can appreciate it not being a short game. Like
I
my like
yeah.
favorite game of all time is like maybe 10 hours.
Mhm.
Which also isn't short, but it's not,
No.
you know,
No. I could see this being like 5 hours probably, 5 or 6 hours
I guess
probably
we'll
for this
see.
one. Yeah.
5 or
I mean,
6 hours for a normal person. So like
with all the side
10 or 12 for me.
I mean, what do you all think in chat? Like, they could go 10 hours in the campaign for this. Like, who knows? Like, I mean, it is Ubisoft, so like they could give us like a really long campaign for this expansion. Also, why isn't this nominated for Game of the Year? Because it's DLC.
um because it came out the day after
After the
the
nominees.
nomination.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to say it. I had
Yeah,
to say
5
it.
hours is a solid guess.
I'm thinking 5. I really think it. I'm really thinking that it's 5 because I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like it's one of those games that you don't really need to like I'm happy if they want to go full ham on it, like with the campaign and everything. John says 5 hours at minimum, 2 at most 10. But like here's the issue. Unless you have like the gold edition or the ultimate edition or you subscribe to Ubisoft Plus, you paid like 40 or $50 for the season pass for this thing.
I think 5 to 10 is a more
Yeah,
reasonable guess.
I think so too. Just
I think
because
I
of the
mean I'm
money.
sure you could speed through it
Yeah.
shorter.
Mhm.
But if you're doing that, you're not playing the like
Yeah.
one thing that I really enjoy about Outlaws, and I think I mentioned it when we talked about this previously, and it's something that both the Jedi games also do. There's
Mhm.
multiple places where you're kind of prompted to just kind of enjoy
Mhm.
existing in this world.
Mhm.
Like every place where it says where like you have the option to like lean up against something in
Yeah.
Outlaws is like you want to do that because it's
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh yeah, I'm looking at like a concert on stage and it's got cool
Mhm.
lighting and it's really like it's well animated stuff. Or like, oh, I'm looking at the binary sunset.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or like um and like I- most games that I play, I like even games that have like a photo mode, I'm not like I don't really feel the need to do this. Both Survivor and Outlaws, two different studios, two completely different games. Both of them like put so much work into making the world somewhere where you just want to
Yeah.
spend time in
Mhm.
that I will be like, that's a cool sunset. That's a cool sunset. I
Yeah.
need to like take a photo of this.
I
And like
I
I think if you're speeding through this game, you're not getting the right experience out of it.
I will tell you this right now. I've taken more photos of banthas in Star Wars Outlaws than I have my entire life. So yeah, if
Sounds
that
about
just
right.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, and I've taken tons of photos of Nyx because he's
Nick's
our
is
boy.
so cute.
Um,
I I love that like one of the requirements for like an ability that you can get in the game is find 4 ways to make Nyx happy. And like
it's great. It's great. Another one of my favorites for this game, and we talked about this before, but really feel like we need to visit this game again now that the DLC is coming out or is out. The food mini games with Kay and Nyx are the best.
they're just silly
Hmm.
fun
They
in
are.
the way that you need to have you need to have the right mix of silly fun
Mhm.
and I am sneaking past some death troopers.
Yes. So, speaking of stealth, in the new update for this game, you no longer have to do stealth if you don't want to. You can actually blast your way through situations.
Oh,
Now,
but I like stealth.
I personally wouldn't do that because if I've already pissed off a syndicate, I don't want to piss them off further. Even though I do, because the Pikes, looking at you guys,
You are number one Pike hater.
I hate the Pikes. I hate them.
You gotta just play them all off each
I,
other.
I, I try to.
That's the that's and every time I go into it, every time I go into a new playthrough, this is my third.
Yeah,
Playing through this game way slower than I played through I both Fallen
mhm,
Order and Survivor. Um,
because there's so much to this game.
exactly.
Yeah.
But e- every time I'm like, okay, I'm gonna like focus on like one group that I'm just gonna be really good friends with them and like screw the other ones. But then I'm like, but I really don't want to have to sneak through the entirety of Pike territory.
um,
Because the
I
Pikes control so much of the
they
map
do. They
on
really do.
multiple planets.
They really do. Um, Mandy will appreciate this one. I piss them off so much that they have kill squads now after me.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but you know
I
what?
might do that with the Ashiga. I like the
Oh,
Ashiga. I think the Ashiga
I
are
do
really
too.
cool. I think that they are the ones that I could most get away with pissing them off.
So I okay, for the Yashiga, I want so many stories with them. Like, give me books, comics, all of that with them. Like, give me all of the stories with them.
Because they
Uh,
started in the High Republic.
they did. They
That's
did.
mentioned in the game.
Yeah. Um, because especially when you get the Banshee survival code. Hint, hint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hint,
Um,
hint, wink, wink.
I do talk to some of the Star Wars Outlaws people on social media, so I might try to see like if Ubisoft can get like a book deal with Lucasfilm about, some
Because
more stories.
because we got that for the Jedi games
Yeah,
with
we did get the book. Mhm. We got the book and then we got the comic too, the Dark Temple comic.
yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Banshee is mentioned in Star Wars Outlaws. You can buy a coat on Kajimi, or no, you find it.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
have to earn it.
yeah. No, that's right. That's right. You do have to earn it. So you earn this coat on Kajimi, and it is the Banshee
And
survival
it's
coat.
one of the better like
Yeah.
coats in like I mean, obviously it's very dependent on your play style. Like
Hmm.
um, my first playthrough I was like all in on
Our Queen Kira.
no, I was all in on the adrenaline shots.
Yeah.
So I kitted myself out for that. But
Yeah.
if you want to go in guns blazing, the Banshee Survival Code is one of the best ones.
Yeah. I mean, it offers a lot of protection. It offers a lot of protection. Um,
Because it's for survival.
yeah, yeah.
It's
Um,
not as good for stealth, and it's not as good
no.
for like for like being a poorly armored gunslinger who takes everyone out before they can shoot you. But if you want to go in and throw grenades and
Yeah.
punch people in the face while they're shooting at you, Banshee Survivalist Code.
Absolutely. Do you like punching people in the face? Do you like throwing thermal
That is
detonators?
that is one of my favorite things to do in this game. Is like I'm in the middle of a fight, pew, 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 and then I just stormtrooper gets too close to me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. My favorite thing is we were it was it's the Imperial space station and you have to get god, what's his name? Um
Oh my
you
god.
the jar guy.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to get him out. And and like you have to do like a stealth thing. One of my favorite things is just sending Nix at a stormtrooper just to like attack his face and then just walking up and just punching the dude like square in the
Uh
face. And I'm like, how does that not hurt Kay's hand? Like, how does that not hurt her
because their
hand?
helmets are made of like plastic.
Yeah, they are. Um,
Um like you can ring someone's bell real good through a
oh, you
helmet.
can. You can. And then I love punching Imperial officers in the face. It's
It's
so
so
satisfying.
fun.
So
Imperial
satisfying.
officers are the best ones to do it with.
Mhm.
Imperial officers are so fun to kill in this game.
Oh,
One,
yeah.
because they go down easy.
Oh,
Two, because it always feels good killing Imperial,
headshot.
especially Imperial leaders.
I headshot
Uh,
them all the time.
I, like this is me going back to a completely
Yeah,
other thing. I love that like the abilities to unlock them, you have to do something to earn them, and one of
yeah.
them like you have to get like a ton of headshots
Mhm.
in order to get this ability.
Yeah.
And it's like that's I like that. I
Mm.
like when it as much as I like a class leveling based system like
Yeah.
D&D types, I really like your skill based leveling
Mhm.
where you have to do something to level that ability, to
Well,
improve that ability.
another one of my favorite things about this game is it has has a lot of RPG elements to it, like
Yes.
Assassin's Creed, and even like The Division, because this was made by the same studio that has done The Division, and they did
Uh-huh.
the Avatar game also. Um, but it doesn't like force you to like purchase those skills like some RPGs do. Like this
Yeah.
is like if you just want to keep this skill just going and you don't want these other skills, like go ahead and do that. But at the same time, I do like having even skills because, if I have to talk myself out of a situation or something, like I want to be able to do that.
Whoa.
Yeah, exactly. Or if I want to punch some dude in the face, which I still wish that you could punch that bouncer in the face on Kanto, like when you go to the club.
The way I don't even know which of the bouncers on Kanto you're talking about.
It's the one where you try to like bluff him and then like you try to like bribe him and he's like come back when you have enough credits and then like you find out that he can't stop talking about his
Right.
speeder.
Him.
Yeah,
I don't know if I want to try punching a Trandoshan in the face.
that
I
is
don't
good.
know if I'm brave enough for that.
He might eat your hand.
Yeah.
um so let's talk some criminal syndicates since we're talking about outlaws, and let's focus on the criminal syndicates here. um so in Outlaws, you have the Ashiga clan, which was created just for this game, but they are mentioned in the High Republic as well. So you
Or
have
no,
them.
they're from the High Republic.
They're from the High Republic, yes.
Yeah, it's like they mention the High Republic.
Yes.
The High
Um,
Republic does not mention them.
yes, that's true. So you have the Ashiga clan. What pickle? What, buddy? What do you want? So you have the Ashika clan, you have Crimson Dawn, you have the Pikes, and you have the Huts. And technically, the Empire is like the fifth or
And
sixth,
Zarek Besh.
and Zarek Bash, which I'm hungry.
I'm
It's dinner.
starving.
It's dinner, and I'm starving.
Haven't you been
Which
listening? I'm starving.
I I hate that dude so much, but I love that scene so much.
He is a very good villain.
He is. He really,
He's
really.
imminently hateable on a
Yeah.
personal level.
Oh,
like it's easy to be like, yeah, Empire sucks because they do massacres
yeah.
and yeah. But this guy personally screwed you over.
He did. He did.
Yeah,
And isn't his name Slimo?
Slero, which is
Sliro.
close enough to Slimo that
Slimo. Yes.
feels
Sliro.
intentional.
But
Yes,
I
this is my villain. Uh Shid head.
shithead. First name Bant, last name or middle name Ha, last name Poodoo. Um, he's such a great villain though. Oh, you know what? Like we have to show this guy. We have to show this guy
Be
because
careful googling him.
no, I'm just gonna go to the Outlaws website and show him.
Reasonable.
Yeah, no, I'm not. No, um, we value your privacy. Do you though? Okay.
I love his cape.
Oh, his cape is the best. His cape is the best. Okay, here we go. I'm just gonna. So I will say this. Like I said, I'm still going through the campaign, but here's our boy Slero. He is a douche and a half. Um, but he's a great villain. He's actually one of my favorite Star Wars villains.
Because like he he's just fun to hate.
He is. He is. I will also say this. I love my boy Jalen Vrax too. I know a lot of people don't like him.
He's I think Jalen Vrax is fun to have as well. Because
Yes.
I like the antagonistic relationship he has with Kay.
Because Kay's like, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you tell me this? He's like,
I like that Kay does not work well with anyone.
no, no. And then we get Vale, who's a bounty hunter, which I love her in this game as well. I
I
want
think
more
Kay and
story from
Vale
her.
could work very well together.
They have an Afra manga thing
They have an Alpha Magna type
or
vibe going
magna
between
thing.
them.
Yes, yeah. Let's see here, and then of course you've got ND5, which his story is so good. His story is so good.
I was gonna say it's not often that droids make me cry, but that's a freaking lie.
So his story
Droids
has made
make
me
me cry all the time.
his story has made me cry, and then the other story that had droids that made me cry was the Life Day story with the droid Santa on Tatooine. So there's that. And then of course we get our furry little buddy Nyx, and then you have
Nyx is
Kay.
so cute.
He really is. Which I'm still mad that they don't sell the plush in the Ubisoft store. Even though they made tons of Nyx plushes. So I don't know. Okay, and then we get Lando here, Governor Thornton, which I loved doing the missions to just screw him over on Toshara. It's the best. And then we
For the
have
Empire.
yes, and then we have EYE9.
I9.
I9. Yes. I9
Intel
started out.
Core. Uh,
Yes. The Sabacc game runs on Windows 11. Um, I9 started out as a protocol droid on board the luxury cruiser Morania, but seized control over the ship herself and turned it into an untraceable underworld casino. This character is part of the Wildcard story pack. Um, I love this. They had such an opportunity to make this the Halcyon. They had such an opportunity to do that.
I I think the Halcyon has something that it is canonically doing at this time.
That's right. That's right.
I think the
Oh,
Empire controls it at this
the
time.
Empire does control it. The Empire does control the Halcyon. That is true
Yeah.
because they talk about that in Princess and the Scoundrel.
And in the Halcyon comic.
Yes. And I love and more. So I can't wait to know this character. Um,
It, and more, that's a weird way to pronounce Hondo Onaka.
I know, right? What they got it. I can't wait for the
Okay,
Hondo
other
thing.
than Hondo, what other character associated with Hondo would you want to have in the Hondo?
In the Hondo DLC,
Yeah.
I was gonna say Ezra, but he's with Thrawn at this point, so we
Yeah,
can't do
he's
that.
currently out of range.
Yes. God. Oh, the 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 red guy that captured
As
the droid.
Morrigan?
Yes.
I thought you were going to say Milch.
Milch would be good too. Milch would be really fun. But I would love that guy too. Like because just hearing them like make fun of each other would just be the best.
It would. Um, John, a stretch, but maybe one of the Padawans from the Clone Wars. Is it Hondo's ship named Katuni?
It is.
So either way, Katuni is going to be there.
Mhm.
Probably not the former youngling,
That's true.
but maybe.
I would
I
also
wouldn't be mad.
love Dexter Jetster and Maz Kanata.
Maz, I can see more than Dex,
Yeah.
only because I know that Dex is like running the Coruscant underground,
Yeah.
getting people to safety at the time.
Yeah, but Maz would be a lot of fun and interacting with Hondo would be perfect.
Oh, Maz Kanata.
hmm Um also in this game with the Hondo DLC, you could bring Boba Fett in.
Ooh.
Actually,
I feel
Boba
like
Fett
I
may
feel
show
like
up in this.
yeah, I don't know. I
Yeah.
haven't gotten to it yet. I have not left Toshara in my new
Yeah.
playthrough.
Um I will say this though, like I really wish L3 hadn't died at this point because I think it would have been fun to have L3 with Lando in this DLC.
I mean, I wish that L3 hadn't died, period.
Me too. Me too. Um, but it would be yeah. So with Hondo, I would love to see Maz with Hondo. I think that that would be a lot of fun. Um, I man, trying to think. I would love a bunch of Ugnaughts with Hondo too. Like I think that that would be pretty fun. You could also with Hondo being in the next expansion, right? You could set part of it on Batu and like
Ooh, having Batu.
have like Doc Ondar involved. Have
See, that would be such a genius move, I think.
yeah, because you could also bring in Oga too and do like Oga's Cantina.
Oh my
Because
god.
yeah,
You help Hondo set up his
you
Onaka transport.
wouldn't that be awesome? Like that would be
Hondo's
so
like,
much fun.
one more job, then I go legit. I promise this time. I know I've said this before. One
One
more
more
job.
job. One more
And
job.
then he actually does it.
Yeah. But yeah, like
I can
that would
see
be
him referencing things in Rebels. I don't think we'll really do flashbacks. I think they're saving the flashbacks just for um the player character's story, just
yeah,
for Kay's story.
yeah. But and the K flashbacks are incredible throughout the game. Um
Yeah.
we haven't even like really touched on the criminal syndicates
No, we
tonight.
haven't. Sorry, we jumped to other things.
Yeah,
Ashiga clan, cool.
Ashika.
Started in the
Yeah.
High Republic.
hmm
Um, funky, fresh hive mind dynamics. Not really a
Yes.
hive mind, but
They
um,
aren't really because they do think individually.
but they act like they're a hive mind.
They do. They do. Then you have Crimson Dawn, of course, led by our girl Kira, which we love our queen.
Crimson Dawn.
Yeah.
You have the hut.
I yeah, the huts, which that whole sequence in the hut castle on Tatooine is awesome. It's so much fun.
Amazing.
Yes. I hate that Rancor fight though. I hate that Rancor fight.
I liked it.
It was fun like once I got a hold of like what to do.
That's fair.
Yeah. Um then we have the Pikes, which can't stand them.
Allies out of entirely necessity.
And then
That's
we
the
have
only reason I keep good relations with the Pikes is because I get so tired of having to sneak halfway across the map, which I'm sure is the intent of the game. Like it's supposed to be like,
it wants you to
are you
piss the
going
Pikes off.
to work with these people just because it makes your life a little easier,
I just
even though it means you have to screw over these other people?
I just love that this game is just like you want to screw the Pikes over? It gives you every opportunity to screw the Pikes
It's
over.
it's legitimately hard not to screw the Pikes over at the
No,
start of the
it
game.
really isn't. It really isn't.
Um, like because the options are, oh, do you want to become like moderately good friends with everyone except for the Pikes, or have the Pikes barely like you at all and everyone else hates you?
I'd rather be friends with everybody else. Just saying.
Uh,
And then we have Zarek Besh, which is a relatively unknown criminal organization. Um, but they are really trying to seize the power vacuum now in the criminal underworld. And they're also trying to create the power vacuum in the criminal underworld so that they can seize it. Led by Sliro, and
Zero.
as we said, that guy is just such a great villain. Plus, his cape game is on point. That dude's
His
cape
cape
game.
is like Krennic levels of iconic.
It would be Krennic, Sliro, and then Lando for levels of cape.
No, Lando's
No,
on top.
you think
100%
Lando's on
Lando's
top?
on top. Say what you will about Slero and Krennic, they do not have closets full of capes.
That
They've got
is
the
true.
one cape.
That is true. They do have the one cape. Sliro probably has like 2 or 3 capes, maybe, but Krennic only has the one cape.
Right, but Sleros are like identical capes. Like he just has
Yeah,
them for if one gets dirty. Krennic
yeah.
just believes that he won't get dirty.
So real quick, since we're gonna talk about capes for a second, um, do you think Lando has a Hawaiian-looking cape to match the Hawaiian shirt that he has?
Yes,
I mean, he's got to. He's got to.
he's
He's got
gotta.
to. Yeah. Okay. So, which organization would you like to talk about most?
I feel like we talk so much about Crimson Dawn all the
We do.
time.
We do.
They're Crimson Dawn. They're iconic.
Yeah. They
They
are.
define the era, is really
They
what
do.
it is.
They do.
Um, and the Pikes, I don't know what we have to say about them other than screw them.
Yeah. Oh, John wanted to know, do you think they'll bring Black Sun into the game? Because they do mention them.
That could be with Hondo.
Yeah, yeah. Because they do mention
Hondo
Black
could
Sun.
give us our explanation of what the Black Sun are up to.
Yeah. Plus, does that mean that we could get Shizor? Yeah.
Much to think about.
There's no such thing as too much Crimson Dawn.
Tell that to the Empire.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh, by the way, I'll announce that at the end. There is a Crimson Dawn omnibus coming out, or Crimson
Ooh.
Rain omnibus coming out. Let me actually look that up real quick. So yeah, we talk about them way too much. Um, I don't think we talk about I don't think we talk too much about the Pikes enough outside of the way they screwed over the Tuscans in Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah. I will say I really like how the Pikes are in this game. I like that they are, because to me it kind of seems like they're kind of jumping into the void left by the death of most of the Hutts.
Hmm.
You can see that with them like gobbling up a chunk of Akiva. You can see that with
Yeah,
them really like hammering down their control on Toshara.
yeah. I was about
Um,
to say like they control a good chunk of Toshara.
because like for the longest time, the Hutts were the dominant power by
Yeah.
far, and kind of had all of the Imperial favor. And
Hmm.
then the entire Hutt Council got killed off by the Empire, with the exception of Jabba.
Yeah.
So now it's the Pikes who are like, "Hey, Empire, want to be buddy buddy?"
We'll supply some
Which is another reason to
coaxium.
hate them.
Yeah. Well, that and I mean they do have that lucrative partnership with them because they do harvest the spice on Kessel too. And remember, like the Empire does send a lot of its prisoners to Kessel to mine the
Yeah, I'm sure
spice.
they
So
already had a pre-existing arrangement.
yeah,
I just think it seems like they've taken the premier place.
yeah. John, do not spoil the game. I haven't finished it yet.
Uh, John, Eric has not finished the game. Um, C'est
Yeah,
la vie.
yeah.
Um,
Let me see if I can delete this comment. I can.
ooh,
Oh
powerful.
no, I can't. Never mind.
Ooh, not powerful.
No, let me see.
Um, but yeah, like I just think it's, I just think it's, I think it's cool that the
Mm,
Pikes get to be like very central in this game.
mhm.
That they get to be kind of the guys in charge.
Yeah, it is interesting to see them kind of take control of the underworld at this point. Um,
Or they
and
think they have control.
yeah,
Really, it's the Dawn, but
yeah. And
yeah,
that's that. Like going to the Dawn real quick. That is the genius of Kira, though. Like
yeah.
she makes everyone think that they're the ones in charge.
That's what I love about how she is with the Ashika.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure the Ashika don't think that they're Kira's puppets. I'm sure they think that they're Kira's
Hmm.
enemies. They're
Yeah.
her puppets.
Oh yeah. And they show that early on, like
Yeah.
in the game too. Like, um,
Um, whereas
yeah,
like the Hutts aren't anyone's like the Pikes are kind of licking all over the Empire's boot.
they are.
The Ashiga um in are the unknowing, playthings of the Dawn.
They're
And
the pawns.
the Hutts are kind of just like, we are gonna keep doing our thing.
Hmm.
Um,
Well,
good luck to all the rest of you.
let me ask you this because this thought actually just came to me about this. Do you feel like the Hutts are becoming more and more irrelevant in this time because they're still trying to hold on to those old deals that they made with the Republic for like the hyperspace routes and stuff.
I mean, I'm sure that could be part of it.
Yeah.
Because we know that a bunch of the Hutt power comes from controlling these trade routes.
Yeah. And that was like a
Um,
big thing in the Clone Wars movie.
right.
Yeah.
It's a big thing even back in the High Republic.
Yeah, that is true too. But
The
like
Hutts are old money when it
yeah.
comes to the criminal syndicate.
And I feel like they're just trying to like hold on to the whole thing of like honor, like
Yeah,
being true
and
to your world or
they've just
word.
lost so much of their
Yeah.
like power.
Yeah.
Um, like yeah, they have Tatooine, yeah, they have
Mhm.
Hutt space, but like not as strong of a hold on either of those as they would like.
Yeah.
Because we know that like not like a couple decades after this, which is in a Hutt's lifetime, the blink of an eye,
Yeah.
Hutt space is basically all controlled by the Nikto.
It is. Yeah.
Um, and we know that like even at the present in the timeline, um, the why can't I remember what planet is Tasu Leech from?
Let me look it up.
Because they're throwing off syndicate control at the same time,
Yeah.
and they were in the Hutt's pockets. Um,
They are from
Kanji,
Kanji,
Narkanji,
Narkanji. Yeah.
yeah.
Hut Colony World.
They were in the Hutt's pockets, and they're throwing off the Hutts. They're doing their
Yeah.
own thing for a bit.
Well,
Um,
also keep in mind he became part of Conja Club at that point too.
that's what I'm saying. Contra
Yeah.
Club are the ones who threw off the
Yeah.
because it used to be in control of the Jabagians,
Yeah. Which that would be
as Morrigan
interesting.
and his ilk.
Yeah. But that would be interesting too, like if they brought in Conja Club in like later DLC and like did that whole war with the Hutts.
Tasu Leech.
Yeah,
Uh,
Tatsu Leech. Yeah. But I think that that would be a really interesting thing to cover with Outlaws too. Um oh, real quick, the Crimson Rain Omnibus. It is releasing in April of 2025. It's going to retail for $100. I'm looking at the Amazon thing for it right now. It is 872 pages. Collects Crimson Reign 1 through 5, Star Wars, the 2020 run, 19 through 25, Bounty Hunters, 18 through 24, Vader, 18 through 24, and Afra, 16 through 21. So you've got quite a bit of stuff there. So put that on your wish lists because I still need to get this and the War of the Bounty Hunters on me.
or the Bounty Hunters. I
But that's what caused this.
that's what like I love like this definitively takes place right around Crimson Reign 5.
Hmm.
This takes place pretty much right before um the Dawn makes their big move.
Yeah. And you see
Um
Kira gearing up for it in this game.
yeah, she's consolidating power. She's
Hmm.
moving power away from like extraneous things.
Hmm. And I find it really interesting that because, and I don't mean to cut you off here, um, because of Kira making the moves that she's making, the rebellion is actually able to start making the moves against the Empire that they need to make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How the rebellion plays into everything in this game is fantastic.
Yes. I love how this whole saga is heavily influenced by Han Solo, from how valuable he is to how many people he pissed off. Yeah, I mean, this is all based on Han Solo pissing people off.
I think it's so. I mean, it's not just based on Han Solo pissing people off. It's
Yeah.
also based on Han Solo being a childhood friend of Kira.
Yeah, that's true
Because, like,
too.
if it had been, I don't know, Chewbacca who had been frozen in carbonite, none of this would have happened. Because Kira would have been like,
No,
we're not grabbing the Wookiee.
Jabba can have him. He's done.
Jabba can have him.
Yeah,
If it had
but
been Luke, no. I mean, maybe the Empire would have fought the Hutts for him.
yeah,
I
but
mean,
even then,
the Empire wanted to take Luke. That's the whole reason
mhm.
why they had the carbon freezing. But um,
But even then,
my
like,
point stands. It wouldn't have caused the same level of thing.
and I think at one point, like the Empire would have just been like, whatever. Like he's frozen. Like we
We'll
win.
deal with him later.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And
Let's go
because
smush the rest of this rebellion.
exactly because that's and if I was the Empire, that's what I would do. Like I would
If I
just
was
be
the
like,
Empire, I would have frozen Leia personally. If you
oh,
really want to win,
because then you take their hope away.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um, Empire, don't listen.
no,
Um, I do not condone the freezing of princesses,
no, neither do I. Neither do I.
nor do I condone the freezing of scoundrels. However, it is funny that freezing this random broke guy happened to spark off a civil war within a civil war.
So many civil wars happen because of Han Solo being frozen.
Civil Warception.
Yes, exactly. The next Christopher Nolan movie. And it's gonna have the Inception soundtrack again. Blah, do, 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 do.
Uh,
Um, but yeah, I just find that the Pikes get played as a pawn to the Empire, and they get played as a pawn with Crimson Dawn as well. Like, I just find it really, really interesting that they become middle management. The Pikes literally become middle management.
which is so funny.
It is. It really is.
They
Um,
deserve it. They deserve to
oh,
be
they
stuck
do.
in middle management.
They do. They do. Especially after Book of Boba Fett. I'm
Well, Book
sorry.
of Boba Fett is another example of how the Pikes are kind of ascendant right now.
Yeah, that's true too.
The Pikes could never have muscled in on Tatooine
It was the
before the
power
Hutt
vacuum.
Council dies, and then before Jabba dies.
Yeah, yeah, and that to me is the
These
interesting
are
thing too.
the
Yeah.
last days of the Hutt cartel.
hmm Because if you look at the twins, like the twins don't care.
They don't care.
No, they
They don't
really
even get names.
don't. They don't. They really don't. Well,
Twindledee and Twindledum. That's what I've decided they're called.
God, that's amazing. Twindledee, Twindledum. Oh, that was worth it right there. That was worth the price of admission right there.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
I'm doing
Uh,
my part.
I'm doing my part. Would you like to know more?
The twins from Mandalorian season 2.5.
Slash the Book of Boba Fett.
The two
Huts on the
distant cousins of Jabba
yeah.
who come to take control of Jabba's palace
6 years after he's dead.
6 years after he died.
Yeah, 6 years after
And
he's dead.
they get talked down in about 60 seconds.
They do. They do.
Because Boba's just like, I have a rankle. And
They're like, oh, okay. We're sorry, man. We're sorry. Uh, all right. Well, that's it for us tonight. We talked about the Muppets. We talked about whether or not DLC should
uh,
be Game of the Year contenders, and then we've gushed about Star Wars Outlaws because it's one of our favorite things. Outlaws is just amazing.
it's fun.
It really is. And then we talked about crime syndicates. So, Leah, anything else before we go for the evening?
Um, criminal underutilization of Nyx as a marketable plushie. It's just re-upping that.
That is true. That is very true. Ubisoft, if you're watching, we'll, the two of us will take Nick's plushes. We will. We'll give you our addresses. Just give us the plush. Just give us the plush. All right.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. Well, that's it for us tonight. I'm going to be hanging out in Discord in about 20 or so minutes. If anybody wants to hang out there, if not, it's okay. It's okay, John. You're fine. It's okay. Um, yeah, that's it for us this week. Get ready because, well, one last big announcement. We are still doing the wedding special on the 21st of December, which will be our last show of the year. Yeah, because I mean, we got to take a break for the holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, that's it for us. We'll see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, and that's it. May the force be with you. May you always fight for light and life.